Okay, so I think we are live now. Sorry for a delay, guys. There was some issue with the system. So let's get started. So today is the revision of Quant and LR. So we are doing the revision of Quant and LR. So what we have done is we have taken 15 questions each. 15 questions from Quant and 15 questions from LR. And I have tried to take the questions so that each and every topic is being covered. So let's get started. So before starting, as you all know, we have 5 MAHCET mocks which are at national level pattern. You can get it by enrolling and you will get it at only rupees 300. So it's really cheap and you can get the detailed solutions and analysis and also the percentile from it. So please do check it out. So let's go to the questions now. So this is the first question. Attempt it. Okay. So in this question it is said that Ajay and Abhay started a business with an investment of rupees 13,000 and rupees 39,000 respectively. After 5 months, Arun joins with a capital of rupees 52,000. At the end, they got a profit of rupees 14,250 and we have to find the share of Arun. So in these questions, what we have to do is, if it is given that after some time anyone else joined in the business or joins with a capital of some amount. So what we will do is we will assume that Ajay and Abhay have invested this amount for the entire 12 years. Entire 12 months, because in a year there are 12 months. So for Ajay, the amount that was invested is rupees 13,000 into 12. This was the amount invested by Ajay. Okay. Similarly for Abhay, he did an investment of 39,000 and no months is mentioned. So again we will assume that he also invested for entire 12 months. So for Abhay, the investment will be rupees 39,000 into 12. Okay, let's take this as X, this as Y, and lastly Arun joins with a capital of 52,000 after 5 months. So he joined after 5 months, so there are 7 months left in the year for which Arun invested. So Arun's investment would be rupees 52,000 into 7. Let's take this as Z. Now this is the investment amount that all three invested in an entire year. Now what we have to do is we have to find the ratio of the amount that are invested. This amount and this amount. So essentially we are finding ratio of X, Y and Z. So the ratio would be X is to Y is to Z, which is equal to, now 39,000 into 12, sorry, 13,000 into 12 and 39,000 into 12. Ratio is 1:3, because if we divide it, if we write it like in the ratio form, 13,000 into 12 divided by 39,000 into 12. So 12 and 12 will cancel out, and this will be 3. So it means that x is to y is 1:3. Now if we find the ratio between x and z, we will get the relation between x, y and z. So let's look at x and z. So I will write here only. So x is 13,000 into 12 and z is 52,000 into 7. Now 13 and 52,000 is cancelled by 4 times, and 12 and 4 will be cancelled by 3 times. So what we basically know is now is x is to y is 1:3 and x is to z is 3:7. Now we can see that in this ratio and in this ratio x is common, but the value of x is not common in both the ratios. It is 1 and it is 3. So to make the ratio same, we have to make this 1 as 3 as well. So to make this 3, we have to multiply both sides by 3. So it will be 3:9. Now from first we know that x is to y is 3:9, and from second we know that x is to z is 3:7. The value of x is same in both the cases, so we can directly write that x is to y is to z is not 1:3, it would be 3:y is, value of y is 9 here, 9, and value of z is 7. So 3:9:7. This is the ratio in which they have invested the capital. Now we have to find the share of Arun. Arun's investment I have denoted by Z. So value of Z here is 7. And from ratio and proportion, we know that if we have to find the value of Z from the entire XYZ, it will be 7 divided by sum of all these three numbers. Sum of all these three numbers will give us the entire amount, and out of which 7 is the part which was invested by Arun. So 9 plus 3 is 12, 12 plus 7 is 19. So 7 by 19 into, this is the ratio which was invested by Arun. So the profit that they will get will be in the exact same ratio as the investment. If any person has invested rupees 1 and if any person has invested rupees 2, so the profit will also go more towards the person who has invested rupees 2. So this is the ratio which Arun invested, and the profit will also go in this ratio to Arun, which is into 14,250. When we calculate it, you will get an answer of rupees 5250. So our answer is option number B, which is rupees 5250. Now let's go to question number 2. Attempt it, guys. Okay, so in this question it is given that a bag contains 2 red balls, 5 green balls and 3 blue balls. If 2 balls are selected at random, what is the probability that both the balls are blue? So what we are given is, out of the total balls is 5 plus 2 7 plus 3 10. So total balls are 10, out of which 3 balls are blue. And we have selected 2 balls at random. So we have to find the probability that both the balls selected are blue. So the number of ways we can select blue balls is, there are 3 blue balls and we have to select 2 out of them. So it would be 3C2. In these ways we can find we can select 2 balls out of the 3 blue balls, which is 3. The value of 3C2 is 3. Now we have to find, we are taking 2 balls. This is the favorable outcome. To find the probability, we have to take the ratio of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. So this is the favorable outcome that we want, that 2 blue balls are selected out of 3. Now total outcomes will be, I will write it as TO. Total outcomes, there are total 10 balls there and we are selecting 2 balls out of it. So total outcomes can be 10C2. We are selecting 2 balls out of 10. And when you calculate it, you will get 45 from here. The value of 10C2 is 45. And the probability would be favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. So it will be 3 by 45, which is 1 by 15. So answer is option number C, which is 1 by 15. Now let's move to next question. Attempt it. Okay. So in this question, 2 quadratic equations are given here. X square minus 33x plus 270 is equal to 0 and y square minus 23y plus 126 equal to 0. And from options we can see that x and y are being compared. So one way to compare is we can put hit and trial and we can see that which value of x and for which value of y it is satisfying, and if x is greater than y or not. But that is not the correct way to do it. We will find the roots of both the quadratic equation. From here we will get the value of x and from here we will get the value of y. And after finding the roots, we will compare the value of x and y if both are, which one is bigger and which one is smaller. So let's go with the first equation, which is x square minus 33x plus 270. Now there are 2 ways to solve it. One is by using the formula x is equal to minus b plus minus root d by 2a. But that will be little bit it will be a longer method. So we will do what? We will do middle term splitting. So 33 can be splitted in a way that the product will be 270 and the sum will be minus 33. So it will be in a way x square minus 18x minus 15x plus 270. From here we will get the value of x is equal to 18, 15. So we got the value of x from this quadratic equation. Now let's move towards the second equation, which is y square minus 23y plus 126. Now again we will use the middle term splitting here. So minus 23 will be divided in minus 14 and minus 9, because if we multiply minus 14 and minus 9 we will get 126, and if we add minus 14 and minus 9 we will get minus 23. So it will be y square minus 14y minus 9y plus 126. From here we will get the value of y as 9, 14. Now we got the value of y, we got the value of x. Now we can easily compare which one is bigger, which one is smaller. The smallest value of x is 15 and the largest value of y is 14. So 15 is greater than 14. So we can say that x is always greater than y. So our answer is option number A, which is x is greater than y. Let's move to next question. If you have any doubt, you can post it in the chat of YouTube. I will look at it and I will try to answer your questions. Okay, so in this question it is given two linear equations are given to us, and again we are told to compare the value of P and Q. So this is a very similar question as the last question. Instead of quadratic equation, only linear equation is given. So let's try and find out the value of P and Q from both the equations. So from the first equation, we can see that the denominator here is 6 and denominator here is 3. So we can take the LCM of the denominator and we can find the value of, we can find one equation in P and Q. So LCM of 6 and 3 is 6. So it will be P by 6 plus this 3 will be converted to 6, and to convert 3 into 6 we have to multiply 2. So if we multiply 2 in denominator, we will multiply 2 in numerator as well. So it is 2q, which is equal to 12. From here 6 is common in the denominator. We will take this to right hand side. On the left hand side 6 is in division. So in the right hand side it will be in multiplication. So it will be p plus 2q is equal to 72. This is our first equation. Now in the second equation, here denominator is 3 and denominator is 5. So LCM of two prime numbers is just the multiplication of them. So LCM will be 3 into 5, which is 15. Here it is 3. So to make it 15, we have to multiply it by 5. So P will also be multiplied by 5. And here to make 5 into 15 we will multiply it by 3 and q will also be multiplied by 3. So it will actually be 5p plus 3q divided by 15, which is equal to 12.8. Now this 15 will go on the right hand side and it will be multiplied with 12.8. So it will be 5p plus 3q, and when 12.8 will be multiplied by 15, we will get what we will actually find it out. So 12.8 into 15, 8 into 5 is 40, 4 carry, 5 to the 10, 14, 5 and 5, 6, and here 128. So it will be 0, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 192, and 1 point will be here. So it will be 192. So this is our equation number 2. Now we have two variables in p and q and we have two equations. So we can actually find the value of p and q. So what we will do is we will multiply equation 1 with 5 and subtract equation 2 from it. Why are we multiplying with 5? Because here 5 will come in p and here also 5p is there. So if we subtract, p will cancel out. We can also multiply anything to make q equal, but it will be little complicated. So I have just multiplied 5 to make the coefficient of p equal. So it will be 5p into 2 into 5 into 2q. So it will be 5p plus 10q minus left hand side of equation number 2, it is 5p plus 3q is equal to 72 into 5. 72 into 5 is 70 into 5 is 350, 2 into 5 is 10. So it is 360 minus 192. So this 5p and this 5p will cancel out. 10q minus 3q is 7q. And we will get 10 minus 2, 8. 5 minus 9 as 6. And 2 minus 1, 168. So from here we will get q as 24. Now we will put this q in equation number 1 to find the value of p. So p plus 2 into q, so 2 into q is 24 into 2 is 48. So plus 48 is equal to 72. We will take this 48 to right hand side. It will be 72 minus 48, which is equal to 24. So p is also equal to 24. Now we got the value of q as 24 and we got the value of p as 24. Now let's look at the options. The first option is saying q is greater than equal to 24. Now here it is equal to is fine, but also greater than is also given. So it means that it should satisfy both the conditions, both greater than and equal to. So this is not the correct answer. Here it is given p is less than q, it is not the correct answer. We can eliminate d also, p is not greater than q. And here again p is greater than equal to q, equal to condition is satisfying, but greater than condition is not satisfying. So again c will not be our answer. Now here there is one condition or. Or means either p is equal to q or no relation can be established between p and q. So it means that any one of these two will be there in the answer and it will be true. So we have p is equal to q here and we don't have this part. But since it is or, so it means that any one of the two is there, so it will be true. So our answer is option number E. If instead of or it was, let's say, and. If it was and, like p is equal to q and no relation can be established between p and q. So it means that both should be satisfied at the same time, which is not the case here. So if it was and, so our answer will not be E. But since it is or here, So it means that we can take either one of these and we can prove that it is the answer. So our answer is option number E. Now let's move to next question. Okay, so first let me take one doubt. Shri Hari has asked if there is some easier way to solve this question. Now, if it was given that find the value of P and Q and some options were given. Okay, let's say for example P is equal to 3, Q is equal to 2 or something like that. So in that case, you can directly put the value of P and Q in the equation and you can directly solve it. If the equation is satisfying, then the value is that. You don't have to need to solve the equation. But if it is given that we have to compare the value of P and Q, which one is bigger, which one is smaller, or are they equal, then in that case you have to solve the equations and find the value, because we don't know how many values are there. So we have to solve the equations and we have to find the value. So in these type of questions there is no shortcut. You have to follow this method. You just have to be quick in the calculation. But if somewhere if it is asked find the value of P or Q which satisfies these equations, then you can directly put the value of P and Q from the options, and you can try to satisfy left hand side equal to right hand side. Now let's discuss the next question. So in this question it is given that how many 3-digit numbers can be formed with the digit 6, 4, 5, 1 without any repetition and can be divisible by 5. Now the most important thing here is can be divisible by 5 and not any repetition. So we know that the only numbers which are divisible by 5 are the numbers whose unit digit is either 0 or 5. If any number is there whose unit digit is not 0 and not 5, it will never be divisible by 5. Okay. Now here 0 is not there, only 5 is there. So it means that in the 3-digit number, the last place is fixed, which is 5. And it can be only be in one way. This is the number of ways in which we can take 5 and fix it here. It can be only in one way. Now we are left with 6, 4 and 1. And we have to arrange it in these two digits. Okay. So we have 3 digits, but we only have 2 places. So it means that we have to select 2 numbers out of these 3. So it can be selected by 3C2 ways. And these 2 numbers can be arranged either way. Like for example, if it is 6 and 4 are selected. So 2 numbers can be possible. One is 5, 6, 4 and another is 4, 6, 5. So the arrangement of 6 and 4 are done in 2 ways. So any 2 number that we are selecting from these 3 numbers can be arranged in 2 ways. And here it is 1, so it will be multiplied by 1. 3C2 is 3 into 2, which is equal to 6. So there are 6 3-digit numbers which can be formed from these digits without any repetition. Now why without any repetition? Because here whatever value that we are selecting 3C2, it is not repeating. If it was not given without any repetition, then it can be possible that one number is 665, another can be, let's say, 445, another can be 115, or something like 555, and so on. So there can be multiple cases possible. Without repetition means only 6 cases are possible. So our answer is option number A, which is 6. Now try this. Okay, so in this question it is given that scores scored by students on 5 tests are given: 45, 82, 37, 57 and 90. It is given that highest score in each test is 90. So it means that maximum score, max score would be 90 into 5. Highest score in each test is 90 and total 5 tests are taken. So 90 into 5 is 450. This is the maximum score that anyone can score or anyone can get. Now let's calculate the total marks that the student got. So we have to add all this. So total marks, or total score, it would be 45 plus 82 plus 37 plus 57 and plus 90. So if you add it, it will be 5 plus 2, 7 and 7 plus 7. So it is 21. 1 is here, 2 is carry. So 4 plus 2, 6 plus 8, 14 plus 3, 17. 17, 5, 22. 17, 5, 22, yeah, and plus 9 is 31. So you got 311 of total score that the student got, and the maximum score is 450. And we have to find a percentage score. So percentage would be total 311 divided by maximum, which is 450 into 100. When you calculate it, you will get a value of approximately 69%. It would be around 69.11 or something. So we can approximate at 69%. So our answer is option number C, which is 69%. Let's move to next question. So in this question it is given that average of scores of 10 people in a competition is 35. So total score of 10 people, I will write it as T10. Total score of 10 people was 35 into 10, which is equal to 350. Now it is given that 2 more people are added. What should be the minimum value of average x of these 2 people to get the overall average to be greater than 36? Now it means that 2 more people are added to 10 initial people who were there, and it is given that the overall average after adding 2 more people should be greater than 36. Okay, so it means that 2 people, let's say 2 people, marks of 2 people are x and y. So x and y should be such that the overall score is greater than 36. Now let's calculate what is the total score needed to get the average of 36 for 12 people. Why 12 people? Because 10 people were initially there and 2 people were added. So we'll find a score which is needed for the overall average to be 36. So final total, I will write it as FT, final total. It means that average is 36 and there are total 12 people. So when you add this, 36 into 10 is 360 and 36 into 2 is 72. So you will get 432. So if total score after adding 2 more people is 432, then the overall average would be 36. Now it is given that average should be greater than 36. So if instead of 432, if it is, let's say, 433, then the average of those 12 people would be 36 point something, which would be greater than 36. So the final total score needed is 433. Now I have added directly 1 to it because it is given that all the scores are integers. If it was not mentioned here, we can take anything greater than 432, like for example 432.1, 432.01, 432.001 or something, anything like that. So since it is given integers, so I have to add 1 to it because the lowest integer is 1, which can bring this number to a greater number. If we add any integer less than 1, it would either be 432 or the number that we will get would be less than 432. So 433 is our final score that we need. Initial score of 10 people was 350. So this x plus y that we need is 433 minus 350. When you calculate it, you will get 83. And we have to find the minimum value of average. We have to find the average of the score of x and y. So score of 2 people is 83. So average would be 83 by 2, which would be equal to 41.5. Now 41.5 is the value of this x, capital X. So 41.5 is the value of Q1. Now Q2 value is given, which is 42. So it means that Q1 is less than Q2. Because Q2 is 42 and Q1 we got 41.5. So our only option which satisfies is option number C, which is Q1 less than Q2. Now let's move forward. In this question, it is given that what is the sum of all two-digit numbers which leave a remainder of 3 when divided by 4. Now, all the two-digit numbers are from 10, 11 up to 99. These are all the two-digit numbers that are there. Okay. Now we have to find such numbers which leaves a remainder of 3 when divided by 4. So the first number that we can think of is 11, because when we divide 11 by 4, it will leave us a remainder of 3, because 11 is 8 plus 3, 8 will be divisible by 4, 3 will be the remainder. Now next, let's think of 12. So 12 is exactly divisible by 4, 13 leaves a remainder of 1, 14 leaves a remainder of 2, again 15 will be the next number which leaves a remainder of 3. Now let's look at the last numbers. Now let's take an example of 96. Now 96 is exactly divisible by 4, because 4 into 24 is 96. 97 gives a remainder of 1, 98 gives a remainder of 2, and 99 would give a remainder of 3. So these are the numbers which leaves the remainder of 3 when divided by 4. Now we can see that this is in an AP, this is in an arithmetic progression, and common difference is 4. We can see that next number after 15 is 19. So again here also common difference is 4. So we have to find a number of terms. So the formula is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. An is the nth term, in this case the last term. A is the first term, in this case 11. N is the number of terms that we have to find, and d is the common difference, which is 4 here. So an we will put 99, a is 11 plus n minus 1 into 4. 99 minus 11, 11 will go on the left hand side, it will become minus. So 99 minus 11 is 88, and 88 will be divided by 4, so we will get 22. So we will get n minus 1 is equal to 22. From here we got n is equal to 23. So total terms from 11 to 99 is 23. And so we can directly find now the sum. So Sn is n by 2 into a plus l, where Sn is the sum of the n terms of AP, n is again number of terms, a is the first term and l is the last term. So n is 23, so 23 by 2, a is 11 and l is 99. So it would be 11 plus 99. 11 plus 99 is 110. 110 by 2 is 55. So you will get 23 into 55. And when you multiply it, you will get a value of 1, 2, 6 and 5. So your answer for this question is option number C, 1, 2, 6, 5. Now let's move to next question. Try it. Okay, so in this question it is given that a shopkeeper marked up the cost price of the chocolate by 150% and offered two successive discounts of 30% each. What is the profit percentage on the chocolate? Now let's take the cost price as rupees 100. We will assume that cost price is rupees 100. Now the shopkeeper marked up the cost price by 150%. So marked price would be rupees 100 into 1 plus 150%. This is the marked price, where this is the cost price and this is the markup percent. So 150% is nothing but 1.5, because 150 by 100 is 1.5. So 1.5 plus 1 is 2.5, and 2.5 into 100 is rupees 250. So we got the marked price as rupees 250. Now it is given that two successive discounts of 30% were offered. So after discount, the shopkeeper sold the chocolate. So the selling price would be marked price rupees 250 into discount of 30% is given. So it would be 1 minus 30%. 1 minus 30%. And it is given 2 times. So I have put here square. So this would be rupees 250. 1 minus 30% is 0.3. So 1 minus 0.3 is 0.7, and 0.7 square is 0.49. 0.49. So when you multiply both of the numbers, you will get a value of 122.5. Now this is the selling price of 122.5. The cost price was rupees 100. So selling price is 22.5% above cost price, because cost price is 100, selling price is 22.5 above cost price. So it would be 22.5 by 100. This is the profit 22.5. This is the cost price 100 into 100. This is the formula for profit percentage. The profit by cost price into 100. This 100 and 100 will cancel out. So answer would be 22.5%, which is option number D. Now let's move to next question. Attempt it. Okay, so in this question it is given that quantity 1 is the time taken by two trains to cross each other whose lengths are 1500 meter and 1000 meter, and speeds are 54 km/h and 36 km/h respectively. Now first thing that we see is it is given in meter. The length is given in meter and speed is given in km/h. So first thing that we will do is we will change the km/h to meter per second. So for 54, it would be 54 into 1000. This is in meters divided by, it is given 1 hour. So in 1 hour 60 seconds, 60 minutes are there and 60 seconds are there. So 0, 0 will cancel out. 6 9s are, 3 3s are, 3 2s are, and this is 5. So it is 15 meter per second. Similarly for 36, you will get 10 meter per second for 36 kilometer per hour. Now it is asked that time taken by two trains. So time is distance by speed, and whenever two trains are crossing each other, the total distance traveled by the total distance traveled would be the sum of the length of both the trains. So 1500 plus 1000 is 2500. So the total distance traveled is 2500 meters, and speed is time taken to cross each other. Now speed is the sum of 15 plus 10. Whenever trains are moving in opposite directions, whenever they are crossing each other, the speed would be 15 plus 10, because both the speed would add. So 15 plus 10 is 25 meter per second. So total time taken is 100 seconds. If in the question it was given that both the trains are moving in the same direction, then the speed that I have taken here would not be 25. Then the speed would be the subtraction of 15 and 10, which would be 5. But since it is not mentioned that both are moving in the same direction, we would assume that both are moving in opposite direction. So in that case, the speed would be the sum of both the speeds. It is a simple concept of relative velocity. So t is 100 meters, 100 seconds. So q1 is 100 seconds. Now let's find what is the value of q2. Q2 is the time taken by Ravi to cover 290 meters by bicycle at 14.5 km per hour. So again we will change 14.5 km per hour into meter per second. So it would be 14.5 into 1000 divided by 3600. 0 and 0 will cancel out. 14.5 into 10 is 145 divided by 36. This is the speed in meter per second. Now time would be distance by speed. So time would be, distance is 290 divided by speed is 145, and 36 will come in numerator. So 290 by 145 is 2, and 36 into 2 is 72 seconds. This is Q2. So we got the value of Q2 as 72 seconds and the value of Q1 is 100 seconds. So we know that Q1 is greater than Q2. Which is the option? So it is option number A, which is quantity 1 greater than quantity 2. Now let's move to next question. Okay, so let's look at this question. It is given that a work can be done by A in 10 days, B in 12 days and C in 15 days. If they all work together and finish the work and they are paid a rupees 25,000 for it, then what would be A's share in it? Now it is given that they are working together. So working together means, first of all, A can do the work in 10 days. So in 10 days, A can do one work. So let's assume that the total work done is 1. So in 10 days, A can do one work. So in one day, A can do 1 by 10 work. This is simple unitary method. Similarly for B, in one day, B can do 1 by 12 work. And in one day, C can do 1 by 15 work. Since there is no mention of efficiency here, we will assume that A, B and C, everyone can do the same amount of work every day. Like for example, if B is working 1 by 15 work in one day, on the 6th day also, C will work again 1 by 15, 1 by 15th of the total work. So in one day, this is for A, this is for B and this is for C. Now it is given that they are working together, so we will add all these three works in one day. So A plus B plus C, the amount of work that they can do in one day is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 15. Now if we look closely, the LCM of 10, 12 and 15 is 60. So denominator it will be 60. 10 into 6, so it will be multiplied 6 times to get 60. So numerator will also become 6. Similarly here 12 will be multiplied by 5 to get to 60. So numerator will also be multiplied by 5 and here it will be 4. So 10 plus 4, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. So it is 15 by 60, which is nothing but 1 by 4. Now I have assumed that a total work done is 1. The total work that they are doing is 1. And A, B and C are completing 1 by 4 work in one day. So again by going reverse in the unitary method. So in one day they are doing 1 by 4 work. So in 4 days they would complete one work. So it means that A, B and C, all three will work for 4 days to complete the entire work. Now we have to find the A's share in profit. So the A's share we can find by calculating the amount of work that A has done. So A is doing 1 by 10 work in one day and work is completing in 4 days. So A is doing 4 into 1 by 10 work, which is equal to 4 by 10. So out of the total work, A has done 4 by 10th of the work and they are totally paid, all three of them included is being paid 25,000. So A's share would be the amount of work that A has done multiplied by the total amount that is being paid. So it would be 4 by 10 into 25,000. When we calculate it, you will get 10,000. So answer is option number C, which is 10,000. Now let's move forward. Okay, so in this question it is given that the simple interest on 1600 is rupees 240 for 3 years. Now simple interest formula is simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time divided by 100. This is the formula. Many people would have written P into R into T and not divided by 100. I have just divided by 100 because I would just directly write the value of R here. I would not think of in percentage or in anything else. I will directly write the value of R. That's why I have taken 100. If you will not take 100, that means you have to keep in mind that R is in percentage and not in the actual number. So simple interest is given of 240. So 240 is equal to principal is 1600. So 1600 into R into T is 3 years. So 3 divided by 100. 2 zeros and 2 zeros will cancel out. R would be 240 divided by 16 into 3. Now 240 by 3 is 80 and 80 by 16 is 5. So rate is 5%. So that means the money was invested at 5% in simple interest. Now let's move forward. What would be the compound interest compounded annually for the same amount at the same rate in 2 years? So we have to find the compound interest for the same amount at the same rate for 2 years. And it is given that it is compounded annually. So compound interest would be the principal is 1600. So 1600 into 1 plus rate is given 5%. So I will write 5 by 100. And time is given 2 years. So square is 2. Now this is the total amount that the person will get after 2 years from compound interest. We have to find compound interest and not the actual amount. So we will subtract the principal from this entire amount. So entire amount minus principal would give us the interest amount. Now let's take 1600 common from here. If you look here carefully, it will be 105 by 100. So 105 by 100 whole square. So it would be 1.05 square minus 1. Now this one I can write it as 1 square because the value will not change. So this part has become now a square minus b square format, where 1.05 is a and 1 is b. So let me write here. So it would be 1600 into a square minus b square is a plus b. A plus b is 2.05. So 2.05 into a minus b, 1.05 minus 1, which gives us 0.05. Now from here we can write it as 1600 into 205 into 5 divided by 100 into 100. I have written this decimal part as a fraction part now. So 0 and 0 will cancel out. 5 and 100 will cancel out 20 times. This will be 4. Sorry, not 4. It would be 5. And this would be 4 because both 20 and 16 are cancelled by 4. So it leaves 4, it leaves 5. And 5 and 20 will cancel out 41 times. So it will give us 164. So the compound interest that the person will get is rupees 164. So our answer is option number C. Try this question. Okay, so first let me repeat a little bit on compound interest. So compound interest, the actual formula is this, where this is the principal, this part is rate. I have written 5 by 100 because it was 5%, and this is a time period for which it is invested. Now this part will give us the total amount. This will give us total amount. But we are asked what would be the compound interest. So we are asked the interest part in the compound interest, not the total amount. So we have to subtract the principal from the total amount to get the interest. The major difference between simple interest and compound interest is, by putting the formula of this P into R into T by 100, you get the interest part in simple interest. To find a total amount, we have to add principal to this interest. But in compound interest, it is opposite. We get the total amount by using the formula. So to find the interest, we have to subtract the principal from it. Now again we took 1600 common, and this is what we got. And this is a square minus b square format, which is a plus b into a minus b. So a plus b is 1.05 plus 1, which is 2.05, and a minus b is 1.05 minus 1, which is 0.05. So from here we did the calculation and we reached 164. Now let's move to next question. Now here it is given again quantity 1 and quantity 2, and we have to compare it. So let's look at what is quantity 1. Quantity 1 is volume of cone with a base radius 3 and height 12 centimeter. So volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. This is the formula for volume of cone. So 1 by 3, let's leave pi like this. R is 3, so 3 square into h. This 3 and this 3 will cancel out because 3 square is 2 times 3, and here is 1 3, so 1 3 will cancel out. So you will get 12 into 3, which is 36 pi centimeter cube. You got the volume of cone as 36 pi. Now let's look at volume of cylinder. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h. This is the formula for volume of cylinder. So keep pi like this. R is 3. So 3 square into h is 4. So 3 3s are 9 into 4 is 36. So 36 pi. This was Q1. This was Q2. Both is 36 pi. So Q1 is equal to Q2. So that means volume of this cone and volume of this cylinder is equal. So our answer would be option number E. Quantity 1 is equal to quantity 2, or no relation can be established. Since it is odd here, we can mark this answer. Now let's move to next question. Okay, so in this question it is given we have to find the value of this part, whatever it is given. So we will apply the rule of BODMAS here. BODMAS means bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Now BODMAS means we have to go from left to right. So if we have a bracket, we have to solve bracket first, then off means multiplication, then we have to do the division, then multiplication, then addition and then subtraction. So here bracket is not there, off is also not there, so division is there. So 114 divided by root 6. So we have got 114 divided by root 6. Now we will rationalize the denominator by multiplying by root 6 to both numerator and denominator. So it will give us 114 into root 6 divided by 6. And 114 by 6 is nothing but 19 root 6. So we got the value of this portion in division as 19 root 6. Now if we look at the answer, our answer should be option number B. But let's look at if it is 4.39 or not, otherwise the answer can also be none of these. So 11.67 minus 7.28. We have to subtract it. 17 minus 8 is 9. 5 minus 2 is 3. And 11 minus 7 is 4. So it is 4.39 plus 19 root 6. So our answer is option number B, 4.39 plus 19 root 6. Now let's move to last question of quant. After that we will start with LR. Okay, so in this question it is given that a man invested 40,000 at simple interest in a scheme at a rate of 15% per annum for 3 years. After 3 years, he withdrew the principal and the interest and invested in another scheme at simple interest. Now let's look at the amount that the man made in the first 3 years. So the amount would be the interest that he will gain from the first scheme. So it is simple interest. So simple interest is, principal is 40,000. So 40,000, rate is 15%, P into R into time is 3 years, divided by 100. When you calculate it, you will get 18,000. So rupees 18,000. This is the simple interest that a man earned from the first scheme. So the total amount that the man had after the first scheme after 3 years is rupees 40,000 plus 18,000. So 40,000 was his entire principal and 18,000 was the interest that he earned. So it is rupees 58,000. Now what we have to do is, after 3 years, he withdrew the principal and interest and invested in another scheme at a simple interest of rate 20%. Now he is investing both the principal and interest in another scheme. So what he is investing in another scheme is basically entire 58,000. So we have, and it is another simple interest, and we have to find only the interest and not the total amount. So we will directly apply the formula, which is 58,000, rate is 20%, into time is 2 years, divided by 100. So this and this will cancel out. So it is 580 into 40. So you will get 8 4s are 32, 5 4s are 20, 23. 8 4s are 32, 2, 3, 5 4s are 20, 23 and 00. So you got an interest of 23,200 at the end of 2 years in the second scheme. So your answer is option number A, which is 23,200. Now let's move to LR section. Now before going to LR section, again I want to remind you that we have Cracku, MAHCET previous year papers. You can find, you can download the papers and you will get a detailed solution and analysis and also the percentile. You can directly search on the Google that MAHCET previous year papers, Cracku, you will get this and you can do it. So let's move forward. Now attempt it. We are starting the LR section now. Okay, so in this question we are given some codes and we have to find what will come here. So let's look at it. It is ABD is to BFR proportion to CFL, and let's take it as X. So when you look at it, A is the first term, B is the second term, and D is the fourth term in the alphabets. Similarly, B is the second term, F is the sixth term, and R is the 18th term. Okay, here C is the third term, F is the sixth term, and L is the 12th term. J is 10th, J after J, K and L. So L is the 12th term. Now here if we look at it, the ratio of 1 is to 2, ratio of 1 and 2 is 2, and 2 and 4 is again 2. So it is forming kind of a geometric progression with a common ratio of 2. So here R is 2. Similarly here, it is forming a geometric progression with common ratio of 3 because 2 into 3 is 6 and 6 into 3 is 18. So here common ratio is 3. Again here common ratio is 2 because 3 into 2 is 6 and 6 into 2 is 12. So whatever term that will be x, its common ratio should be 3. Okay. So let's look at the options. Now we can directly eliminate a because if we start with p, so if we calculate the number of terms, that is p, and if we multiply it by 3, it will go above 26. So we can directly eliminate a, e and d because in all three cases, if we multiply 3 with the digit that is given here, it will be more than 26. Now only option left is B and C, and both B and C is starting with A. So it means that our first term is A, it is 1, and since it is ratio is given 3, so second one would be the third term, which is C. So our answer would be A, C and I. Let's move to next question. Attempt it. Okay. So in this question it is given that a family of 5 members, M is the mother-in-law of S, who is sister-in-law of G. We have to find how is M related to G. So M is the mother-in-law of S and S is the sister-in-law of G. So it means that S is the wife of, let's say, S is the wife of, let's say, some person called A. Okay. So then it means that G is the sister of A. And since S is the M is the mother-in-law of S, so that means that S has married the son of M. So S has married the son of M, that's why M is mother-in-law of S and S is wife of A. And since G is sister of A, so that means M is also the mother of S. I will repeat once again. M is the mother-in-law of S and S is sister-in-law of G. Now let's assume that S is the wife of A. So S has married A, and since S is the sister-in-law of G, so that means G is sister of A. Okay. Now M is the mother-in-law of S, so that means M is the mother of A, and since G is sister of A, that means M is also mother of G. So M is the mother of G, so M is related to G as mother. So our answer is option number B. Let's move to next question. Now in this question it is given that new year events is coded as this, and happy new year is coded as this. Then what is the code for happy events? Now if we look carefully, in the first words, in the first phrase and the second phrase, new year is common in both of them. New year is common in both of them. So that means the code for new and year would be common in this as well as this. So at and m is common in both of them. So that means new year, the code for new year is at or m in any order. So code for events is ZW. So code for events is ZW, and code for happy is here TA. So it is TA. Now what is the code for happy events? So happy events code would be either TA ZW or ZW TA. We don't know the exact order in which it would be. It can be either in TA ZW or ZW TA, but the answer would be one of these two. So let's look at it. Only option is ZW TA. So our answer is option number C. If we look at any other options, none of the options satisfies the answer, so only option number C is the answer. Let's move to next question. Now in this question it is given that arrange the following as they would appear in a dictionary. Now we all know that in dictionary the words appear in alphabetical order. So we have to arrange all these four words in alphabetical order. Now if you look carefully, the first 5 letters in each of them is same. COMPPL. In each of them the first 5 letters is same. So we can't use the first 5 letters to find the alphabetical order. Now let's look at the 6th digit. So for here it is Y, here it is A, here it is I, and here it is E. Now we know that A is the first digit in the alphabets. So complaint would be the first word that will come. After A, next would be completion, because E comes after A. So next word would be fourth. After E, I will be there. So next will be 3, and at last Y will be there, which is 1. So our alphabetical order is 2, 4, 3 and 1. So our answer is option number A, 2, 4, 3 and 1. Let's try this. In this question we are given that we have to find the mirror image of the clock when the time is 140. So whenever we have to find the mirror image, what we will do is we will subtract the given time from 12, or 12 can also be written as 1160. Okay, this is the formula for which for the mirror image of the clock. Whenever we have to find a mirror image, we will subtract the given time from 12 or 11.60. Okay, both are same. So let's subtract from 11.60 1.40. So 60 minus 40 is 20 and 11 minus 1 is 10. So our answer is 10 hours and 20 minutes. So the mirror image of the clock when the time is 1 hour and 40 minutes is 10 hour and 20 minutes. You can also draw the figure and try to find out, but this is the formula and it is a very fast way to solve these type of questions. Let's move to next question. Okay, so one thing that I want to discuss before this question is, in this question I want to show you how the mirror image 1020 time is coming by figure. Now let's take these two clocks. This is, let's say, the mirror. Okay. Now this is 12 and time is 140. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 9, 7, 8, 10, 11. This is 6, this is 3 and this is 9. Now it is given 140. So 40, this is 30, 35, 40. So minutes hand is somewhere around here. But the hour hand will not be exactly at 1. It will be somewhere around in between 1 and 2, slightly more towards 2. So the hour hand is somewhere around here, somewhere near 2. Okay. Similarly, when we look at the mirror image, so this is 9, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, this is 10 and this is 11. Now if we take the mirror image, what will happen is, this is 7, 8, this is 10, 11, 4 and 5. The minute hand is exactly at 8. So we have to find a number which is exactly opposite to 8. So exactly opposite to 8 is 4. So the minutes hand in the mirror image will go exactly at 4. Okay. And here, if the hour hand was exactly at 2, then it would go exactly at the number which is opposite to 2. So this will go exactly in the opposite direction here at 10. But since it is not exactly at 2, so it will not go exactly at 10. it is between 1 and 2, let's say somewhere around here. So it will be between 10 and 11, somewhere around here. So our hand will somewhere be around here. So this time was 140. Now here our hand is above 10. So it means that it is already past 10 and it has not yet reached 11. So it means that it is somewhere in between 10 and 11. So it means that 10 hours has been completed and minute hand is exactly at 4, which means it is 20. So the mirror image of 140 is 10, 20. This is the way that you can do by using the figure, but this is a much faster way by using the formula. Directly subtract the time from 11:60 or 12 o'clock. You will get the time. Now let's move to next question. Now in this question it is given that in a certain code language, changer is coded as this. Then we have to find out the code for sanitizer. Now if we write the word changer and its code is IVTMZSX. Okay. Now if we look carefully, C is 3, H is 8, A is 1, N is what? J is 10, J, K, L, M, N. So N is 14. G is 7, E is 5. Now N, M, N, O, P, Q, R. So R is 18. Now this is the numbers that all the alphabets in changer represents. Now let's look here. I is 9 because after I, J comes and J is 10. So I is 9, V would be 22, T would be 20, M would be 13, Z is 26, S would be 19 and X would be 24. Now if we look carefully, here the first term and here the last term, sum is 27. Second term, second last term, sum is 27. Third term, third last term, 27. Fourth term, fourth last term, 27. Fifth, fifth last, 27. Sixth, sixth last, 27. And seventh last is 27. So that means for each word, each letter which is the first here, there is a corresponding letter at the last such that the sum is 27. Now we have to apply the same logic to sanitizer. So if we look here, sanitizer. So SANITIZER. Now S, we have found it is 19. So S is 19. A is 1. N was 14. I was 9. Here it is T. This part is T. So T is 20 here. I is 9. Z is again 26. E is 5. And R is 18. Now we have to find words. How many letters are sanitizer is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have to find such words such that the first word here and the last word here, the sum would be 27. So here it is 19, so it would be 8. The second word there is 1, so this one would be 26. Third is 14, here it would be 13. Fourth is 9, so here it would be 18. Fifth is 20, so here it would be 7. After 20, here it is 9, so again 18. After that 26, so here it would be 1. 5, so after 5, here it would be 22, and here it is 18, so here it would be 9. Now if we look here, we got the numbers for each one of the digits. We just have to find the digits for the corresponding numbers. So for 9 it is I, for 22 it is V, for 1 it is A, for 18 it is R here, for 7 it is G here, for 18 again R will be there, for 13, where is 13? 13 is here, M, for 26 it is Z, and for 8, where is 8? Here it is H. So this is the term which we will get after finding the code for sanitizer. So the answer is 1 IVARGR. So IVARGRMZH. So answer is option number B. What we have done here is we have taken the sum of first and the last term, similarly the second term and the second last term, and we have found that the sum is 27. So here also we took the sum of first and the last term, second term A and the second last term Z, and such that the sum is 27. So we first found these numbers here, and then according to those numbers we found the letters. So in this way we solve this question. Now let's move to the next question. Try to solve it. Okay. So in this question it is given that B is 7 meters to the east of A. Before starting this question, I would draw the figure. This is east, this is west, this is north, and this is south. Now it is given that B is 7 meters to the east of A. Let's take this point as A. So B is 7 meters to the east. So it means that B is somewhere around here. This is 7. Now it is given that C is 12 meters to the north of B. So that means C is somewhere around here. 12 meters to the north of B. Now D is 22 meters to the west of C. So D is somewhere around here. So this length till here is 7. and this length would be 15, because the total length is 22 and this is parallel. So this is 7, so this part is also 7 and this part is 15. Now it is given E is 4 meter to the south of D. So it means that E is somewhere around here. It is 4. Now if we draw this part, this is again 4 because this DE and this segment would be parallel, and this would be 8 because this line and this line is also parallel, and this length is entire 12. So this length is 8, this part. We have to find the shortest distance between A and E. So we have to find the shortest distance. Shortest distance is the straight line distance. This is 90 degrees, and this length is 15. So we got a right angle triangle where the two sides except hypotenuse is 15 and 8. So AE would be root under 15 square plus 8 square. 15 square is 225, 8 square is 64. So root under 225 plus 64, we will get root under 289, which is 17 meters. So the shortest distance between A and E is 17 meters. So answer is option number A, which is 17. Let's move to next question. Try it. Okay, so in this question we have to find what comes next in the following series. So this is a series given and we have to find the next term. So again it is a question of coding, decoding. So one thing I wanted to say is there is no specific trick for any coding or decoding question, because in every question there is some other code, some new code is there which you have to identify. So in these type of questions, only thing that is needed is practice. Without practice, there is no specific formula or no specific trick that will be applied to each and every coding questions. So you have to practice more and more, and so that you can get a hang of the tricks that are used in the exam or the codes that are given. So let's start in this. Here it is given A1B. Now A1B means if we add 1 to A, we are getting B, and if we add 1 to B, we are getting C. Okay, so we are adding A plus 1 and we are getting B, and again we are adding B plus 1, so we are getting C. So this 1 was added to both A and B. When it is added to A, we got B, and when it is added to B, we got C. Now we will move to 4. So again this 4 will be added to C and G. If we add C plus 4, we will get G, because C is 3 plus 4 7, G is 7. And when we add G plus 4, we will get K. G is 7 plus 4 11 and K is 11. So that means when we add 4 to C, we will get G, and when we add 4 to G, we will get K. So it means that when we are adding it to the first digit, we are getting the last digit, and when we are adding to the last digit, we are getting the first digit of the other term. Similarly here, when you add 7 to K, you will get Q, and when you add 7 to Q, you will get X. Okay, I will just write it down. So K plus 7 is equal to Q. K here was 11. So 11 plus 7, Q will be 18. Okay, and Q plus 7 would be X. Q plus 7 would be X. 18 plus 7 would be, sorry, I made a mistake, I think. 7 plus 4, K is 11. 11 plus 7, Q is 18. 18 plus 7 is G is 7 plus 4, JK is 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. It is Q. Q plus 7, yeah, it is correct. So it is X. And when we add X plus 10, so after X plus 10, so 2 is X plus Y, 2 is X. When we add 2 to X, we will get Z, and then again we will add 8. So again it will start from A. So it will go till H. And now the numbers in between. The first number was 1, second number was 4, third number was 7, fourth number was 10. So it is in AP with a common difference of 3. So next number would be 13. So H plus 13. H is 8 plus 13, you will get 21. And if you calculate 21, what you will get? PQR, YZ. I think there is some mistake in this question. Let's move forward. We will come back to this later. We will come back. It is question number 23, so we will come back at the later. Try to solve this one first. Okay. So in this question, which number comes in the place of the question mark? So we have to find which number is coming here. So if we look at it, the first two numbers 5 and 7.5. So we are adding 2.5 to 5 to get 7.5. Okay. Then we have to go to 10. So 7.5 Again we are adding 2.5 to 7.5 and we are getting 10. Again from 10 to 12.5, when we add 2.5 to it, we will reach 12.5. Again from here to 15, the difference is 2.5. So it means that we will add 2.5 to 15 to get our number. So 15 plus 2.5 is 17.5. So our answer is option number B, which is 17.5. In this question, there was a mistake because here 7 plus k plus 7 would be 18 and q is not 18. Q is the 17th term. Q is the 17th term. And here by assuming q as 17, if we let's say take here as 17 instead of 18, then we would get the answer. Because q plus 7 would be x, so 17 plus 7 it is 24. X plus 10 is h, so h would be 8. 8 plus 13 is 21. So we will get 21, which is after q is 17, after q comes r, p, q, r. So r is 18, r, s, t, u. So this is q is 17. Let me write it down. Q is 17. So this is coming 21. H is 8 plus 13 is 21. So the answer should start with u. But instead it was written here q. So that's why this question is wrong. So we will move forward. Now, wait, yeah, I think, yeah, I hope now you are able to see the question. Try this question out. Okay. So in this question it is said that the sets of number given in the alternatives are represented. The columns and rows of matrix 1 are numbered from 0 to 4. So this is 0 to 4 here. Okay, it is white. From where can I change the color? Yeah. So 0 to 4 is mentioned here, and here also 0 to 4 is mentioned. And matrix 2 are numbered from 5 to 9. So this is matrix 2, 5 to 9. The letters from these matrices can be represented first by its row and next by its column. So that means, let's say for example, we have to mention K. So first we will mention the row. So row is 0 and column is 1. So K would be 0, 1, or not like this, it will be 0, 1. K is mentioned by 0, 1. And here examples are given. So we have to identify the set of word for crime. So let's write for crime. So C is here, it is 0, 4. Again C is here, it is 4, 0. So it is 0, 4, 4, 0. Again C is here, which is 6, 5, and C is here, which is 7, 9. So it is 6, 5, and this is 7, 9. This is for C. Now let's go for R. Did I miss any C? I don't think so. Okay. Now for R is here, which is 1, 4. Again next R, there is no R here. Here is there any R? R. Here is R. So it is 6, 9. 1, 4, 6, 9. 1, 4 and 6, 9. Now for I, let's look for I. For I it is 0, 2. It is 3, 3. 0, 2 and 3, 3 in the first matrix. 0, 2, 3, 3. Here it is 5, 8. And no other I is there. So it is 5, 8. Now let's look for M. So here M is 1, 3. There is no other M in matrix 1. 1, 3, 5, 5. 1, 3, 5, 5. Here it is 7, 6, and here it is 8, 7. So it is 7, 6, and here it is 8, 7. Now last E. Now for E, it is 2, 4 and 4, 1 in matrix 1. So it is 2, 4 and 4, 1. Is there any E in matrix 2? Yes, there is one E, which is 9, 8. So this is 9, 8. Now we have to find from the options which one is matching. So all the options are starting from 0, 4, 6, 5 or 4, 0. 0, 4, 6, 5 and 4, 0. All are there. So we can't differentiate by first one. Now let's look for R. It is 1, 4 or 6, 9. Here it is 1, 4. Here it is 6, 9. 1, 4, 1, 4, but here it is 4, 4. So we can cancel option number E out. Now for I, it is 0, 2, 3, 3, 5, 8. So it is 0, 2, it is 3, 3, it is 5, 8, but here it is 4, 4. So we can cancel option number D. Now for M, it is 1, 3, 5, 5, 7, 6 and 8, 7. So there is no 6, 7 there. So we can cancel option number A. Option number C, 8, 7 is there. 8, 7 is for M. Here 1, 3 is there. So M is also represented by 1, 3. So we are left with option number B and option number C. Now for E, it is 2, 4, 4, 1 or 9, 8. Here it is 4, 1 is there, but there is no 8, 9. So we will cancel option number B. So our answer is option number C. Now let's move forward. Now again I want to remind you that there are 5 MAHCET mocks that are there with national level new pattern. You will get detailed solutions, analysis and percentile, and the price is also less, which is just for $299. You can just directly Google it, MAHCET mocks Cracku, and you will get it. So let's move forward. Attempt this question. Okay, so in this question it is given that we have to find the missing letters in the sequence. Let me make it white. Yeah. So the sequence is A, B, then dash is there, then again A, dash is there, B, double C, like this. Now if we look carefully, after the first dash, again A is repeated twice, and here C is also repeated twice. So that means C should come before A. Before A, C should come, because this here is A is 2 times, C is also 2 times. So here it would be B. So here A, B and C all are 2 times. So here it would be C. A, B and C all are 1 time. Now from here till the end, there are total 9 terms, and we can see that A is starting, A is ending. So here it would definitely be A. Here again B is starting, B is ending. So here also it will be B. And since A is 3 times, B is 3 times, C would also be 3 times. So our answer would be C, B, after that, wait a minute, I forgot which was the answer. Yeah, C, B, here it is A, here it is B, and here it is C. C, B, A, B, C. So our answer is option number D, which is C, B, A, B, C. Now let's move to the next question. Attempt this. Okay, so in this question it is given that which of the following numbers will come next in the given series. So series is given and we have to find what is the relation between each number so that we can find the last number here. So let's start. First number is 16, second number is 32. So if we multiply 2 to 16, we will get to 32. Similarly, next number is 32. And if we multiply 2.5, we will get to 80. Why? because 32 into 2.5 is 5 by 2. 32 and 2 will cancel out by 16 times, and 16 into 5 is 80. Similarly, 80, if we multiply it by 3 times, we will get the next term, which is 240. From going to 240 to 840. So 240, if we multiply it again by 3.5, we will get 840. We can find it when we multiply 240 into 3.5 is 7 by 2. 240 and 2 will cancel out 120 times. 120 into 7 is 840, because 12 into 7 is 84. Now we have to find x. Let the number be x. So we have to multiply by which number so that we will find x. So here it was 2. It increased by 0.5, which is 2.5. Again it increased by 0.5 to become 3. Again it increased by 0.5 to become 3.5. So again it will increase by 0.5, so it will become 4. So x would be 4 zeros are 0, 4 fours are 16, 8 fours are 32, 33. 3360 is our answer. So our answer is option number C, which is 3360. Let's move to next question. Try this. Okay, so in this question we have to find the odd one out of all the sports. So if we look carefully, here cricket, football, soccer and hockey, all are games which are played with a team of 11 players. In all these 4 games, the number of players are 11. But if we look at tennis, tennis can have 2 players or 4 players. Either 2 players can play a tennis match, or a maximum of 4 players will be there. Okay. In this, if we take a team, so it can be either a single or doubles. So in one team, there can be either 1 or maximum of 2 players. But in all the 4 games, there will be 11 players in a single team. So our odd one out is tennis, which has only 2 players, maximum of 2 players in one team. Let's move forward. Okay, so in this question it is given that following the Venn diagram, how many cycles are not geared? So geared is this part. This part is geared. So this pentagon that you can see, this pentagon, this is representing all the cycles that are geared. And this circle is representing all the cycles which are either geared or not geared, it doesn't matter, but this circle is representing all the cycles, and we have to find how many cycles are not geared. So we have to find the values in those circle which is not lying in this pentagon. So one value is this one, 31, it is not lying in the pentagon. Second value is this, 46. Third value is 21. It is lying in the triangle which is showing that the cycles are red. But it doesn't matter because we have to find not geared. So this part is geared which is in pentagon. So 21 is outside the pentagon. And here one small number is there, 4, which is outside the pentagon and inside the circle. So when you have to find the total number of cycles, we will add these 4 numbers. So it will be 31 plus 46 plus 21 and plus 4. So we will get 31 plus 46 is 77 and 21 plus 4 is 25. So you will get 102. So our answer is option number A, which is 102. So let's move to the last question of today. This is the last question, try it. I think I don't know why the series is not visible. I will just write down the series for you. Y E M V B F P U Z D X K D X K E L A W O Z Q A O R N G. So this is the series. This R and J is the last 3 terms. There was no space there, so I wrote it down. So now try this question. I am giving you 1 minute. Okay. So in this question it is given that every third letter from the left end is removed from the series, then how many vowels will remain in the newly formed series? So every third letter we have to remove every third letter. So let's start. So the first third letter is M, so we'll remove M. After that it is F, after that it is Z, then K, then we have to remove A, then Z, then O, and then J. So we have removed all the letters which were told to remove. Now we have to find how many vowels are there in the remaining. So one vowel is E, V, B are not vowel, P is not a vowel, U is a vowel, D and X are not vowel, E is a vowel, W is not a vowel, O is a vowel, Q is not a vowel, A is a vowel, and R and N are not a vowel. So we have to count how many vowels are there. So we will count these circle ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So there are a total of 5 vowels. So our answer is option number E. So we are done with today's class. So if you have any doubt, please mention it in the chat. I will look at it and I will try to answer all of your doubts. We are here for the next 5 minutes. So in the next 5 minutes, I will try to solve all your doubts. So please post it. In English, the main thing is that how to if it is a reading comprehension, you have to understand what is written in the passage, and based on that you have to answer it. You don't have to assume anything from your own. Okay, so for English, I would say that read a lot. So reading will help you a lot, and also look at some vocabularies. If the vocabularies come, then it would be really helpful. And major part is the reading part, because as much as you read, you will get better at it. So it is like the same as Quant and LR also, because you have to just practice more and more. So read and practice more and more questions as you can. So that is one advice from me. Yes, in the last question I wrote this because it was not showing in the question. I don't know why. So I wrote this, that this was the original series that was there. So you have to solve this question from this series. If you have any doubt regarding any question that we have discussed today, please post it. I will try and resolve your doubt. Okay, so I think no one has any doubt. So thank you for joining. Bye.